Meiosis is when one cell divides into four daughter cells. Meiosis occurs in sex cells, such as sperm and egg cells. Meiosis consists of 8 stages. They are prophase 1, aphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. An easy way to remember the stages of meiosis is to remember p-mat times 2. During prophase 1, chromatin condenses into chromosomes. That is, DNA goes from being uncoiled to coiled. In addition, the nuclear envelope begins to disappear. In addition, crossing over occurs, which is the exchange of DNA between homologous chromosomes. This means that each pair of chromosomes come together and exchange pieces of DNA. Pretty much your dad and mom's chromosomes switch pieces of DNA. The result is a hybrid chromosome that is a mix between your dad and mom's chromosomes. Crossing over increases genetic variation, as chromosomes are not identical to either your mom or dad, but rather a mix. During metaphase 1, the nucleus and nuclear envelope completely dissolve and disappear. Also, homologous chromosomes meet in the middle of the cell. This is different from mitosis, where chromosomes line up in a single file line in the middle of the cell. In meiosis, homologous chromosomes pair up and meet in the middle of the cell. An easy way to remember what happens during metaphase is to remember that the M in metaphase stands for middle, because homologous chromosomes pair up and align themselves in the middle of the cell during metaphase 1. During anaphase 1, homologous chromosomes are pulled away from each other to opposite sides of the cell, and homologous chromosomes are split apart. An easy way to remember what happens during anaphase is to remember that the in anaphase stands for apart, because homologous chromosomes are pulled apart during anaphase 1. Anaphase 1 is the stage that is responsible for a cell changing from diploid to haploid. Remember that diploid means having 2 copies of each chromosome, and haploid means only having 1 copy of a chromosome. At the beginning of anaphase 1, homologous chromosome is paired up, so the cell is diploid. However, once homologous chromosomes are pulled apart, the left side of the cell has 1 copy of each chromosome and the right side of the cell has the other copy. The left side of the cell becomes its own cell, and the right side of the cell also becomes its own cell. Therefore, anaphase 1 is the stage of meiosis responsible for cells converting from diploid to haploid. During telophase 1, the nucleus reforms. After telophase, cytokinesis occurs. Cytokinesis is just a fancy way of saying a cell splitting into 2. This results in 2 cells. Next, cells go through the same stages of prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase for a second time. The second round of meiosis is very similar to mitosis. The same 2 cells that just underwent cytokinesis now undergo prophase 2. During prophase 2, the nuclear envelope begins to disappear. During metaphase 2, the nucleus and nuclear envelope completely dissolve and disappear. Also, chromosomes meet in the middle of the cell. During anaphase 2, chromosomes move away from one another to opposite sides of the cell, and sister chromatids are pulled apart. During telophase 2, the nucleus reforms and chromosomes form into chromatin again. After telophase 2, cytokinesis occurs again for the second time. This results in another 2 cells. This results in a total of 4 cells, because this is the second time cytokinesis occurs, and each round of cytokinesis results in 2 daughter cells.